Chris, get another tight defensive game. It seemed like South Carolina was really giving as good as you guys gave it to them. Just what did you see the difference kind of start when you guys took the lead and then started losing it?
Yeah, obviously, when you're in that position, you're talking to the guys constantly about keeping your foot on the gas. That you can't relax. They're not going away. They're at home. They're well coached. They got good players too. And I don't know if we did or didn't. They just were very resilient. South Carolina was, and the lead dissipated. It wasn't like a big run. It just kind of slowly but surely started getting away from us. I thought Claudio Harris's shot, that three he made there, was a big shot in the game. It kind of gave us a little bit of breathing room. And then when you go into overtime like that, you just never know, especially when you're the team that had the lead and had built the lead. And, a lot of people in the gym probably thought, it was going to be a victory at that point. And we just had a hard reset, and proud of our guys for, finding a way to win on the road.
Coach, what did South Carolina do, I guess, maybe differently on the defensive side of the floor in today's game that might have given you guys a little more trouble as opposed to the first meeting?
Yeah, I don't think they did a whole lot different other than their ball screen coverage was probably a little more aggressive at times than it was at our place. And, Hubbard sees that quite a bit across the league, but it wasn't just him. And, that slowed us down offensively. And but they played their zone. That was probably the biggest difference. And certainly we're well aware that they've got the 1-3-1 in their arsenal, and they just haven't been playing it as much this year as last year. And, obviously I'm not in their program or their practices, but they employed it in the second half. And that was, a big reason why the lead went the wrong way for us is we had some issues with it. We were struggling a little bit with it. We knew that could be a possibility, and we prepared for it, but maybe not as much as we would have if they had been playing more possession. So I think that was a big difference, and kudos for coaching and staff for willing to put that in and play it, and it changed the game.
Hey, Chris, you talked about Josh there. He didn't have a great shooting game, but when he needed to make those foul shots at the start of overtime, he had no problem with that. That must be nice to have a guy like that you can rely on in even the crucial moment.
Yeah, I mean, people that around our parts, like, they know how I, believe in Josh, and I'm going to roll with him for as long as I get to coach him. Comfortable with him on the floor, late game, and it's a luxury knowing that, he's going to be able to knock those down. And, people ask questions about Josh a lot, and, if you really look at his numbers, I think people are expecting, video numbers. I mean, he had 5 assists, 0 turnovers. He had 5 assists, 0 turnovers, and made the shots late. I thought his defense has really improved, and no one has more confidence in Josh than himself and his family and me. And what I love is he's not letting it affect him. He didn't let it affect him today when the ball didn't go through. He kept defending. He was good in our huddles. He was as happy as anybody after the game, and just glad he's with us.
Anything else for Coach before we let him go? Go back to this guy now.
Chris, you mentioned how proud you were that the guys found a way to win on the road. What does this do for you? It's been a rough stretch. You played, it seems like you played a bunch of top 10 teams these last couple of weeks. This has got to be just a positive boost that you guys can build on as we get ready for the late January and February.
Well, I'm sure most of the coaches that have been here and the ones that are going to be here as the league unfolds, it's the same for everybody. You can't really complain about your stretches because everybody has them. Everybody has them. And it's just the way that this league has unfolded because of how well everyone played in the fall. And at that point, you're so excited about the numbers, right? And then when you get into it, you're like, oh, boy, yeah, it's cool about the numbers, but every, stinking night it's high-level competitive battles. And so it's just part of the deal. And you mentioned, some top 10, and we played those, but, now we got 2 at home, but they're both, high-level programs in Alabama and Missouri. So it just never ends. And, I felt like it wasn't a must-win for us, but it was an opportunity for us to get our second road win in the SEC, and they're hard to come by.
Good.
Thank you.